Alright, Grandma.
Harry, okay, Nelda and Harry Knopp.
Okay, where were you guys born?
I was born in Burley.
Burley, Idaho.
In hospital?
At home.
Both of you guys
home.
born
we
in Burley,
both
Idaho.
Born at home.
With a midwife or just
Doctor.
a doctor
Wow.
at the house?
Okay. And you guys both grew up in Burley.
Uh-huh.
So you guys went to school together?
No,
No. Why not?
because he's older than I am.
Oh.
Dad, you went to Springdale, right?
Yeah.
Where you had to walk to school
I went to Springdale and walked 2
in the
miles.
snow without shoes.
In the snow without shoes, uphill both
Well, I had
ways?
sober
No, they
shoes.
had shoes.
You had shoes?
Sure.
But uphill both ways though?
No, if so, it's down.
Okay. But so you guys, where'd you guys meet then, finally?
In a potato field.
Yeah, well, the first time I ever saw him he was bucking potatoes, and it was on our home place.
Grandma and Grandpa Carson's?
No, ours.
No,
Where we live.
no, where
Oh,
we
where you
live.
live now.
Uh-huh. And Thelma, we were picking potatoes together, and she said, "Aren't they cute? Which one do you think's the cutest?" And I said, "I don't know. I didn't know them. I hadn't met either one of them then."
And which one did you think was the cutest?
Harry. I always went for dark guys.
Is that, are you saying that just because he's here, or?
No,
And which one did Delma think was cutest? Dad too?
I don't know. She never did say.
Are you taking this right now?
No.
No, he's still fiddling around.
Well, what do you?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, Harry talked all that time.
No, yeah, I am. I'm taking. It's filming.
That's good.
It's just I need to.
When
Need
you're
to
fiddling
leave.
with your camera, I was wondering whether that's going to come
Okay,
out.
so after you met in the potato field, then what happened?
Was it Laura at first
And
day?
then we didn't see each other until Harry's birthday. And Thelma she knew he'd never had a birthday party, so she had a little get together at her house for his birthday and invited me.
Was she going with Dawn?
Yeah.
And how old are you
That
guys?
is, they were married,
They
weren't
was
they?
married then already.
And you still didn't know Dad that well? They had been
Mm-mm.
dating and got married?
Yeah.
What about their
Because-
wedding?
Because we wasn't, they was married in Nevada.
Oh, okay.
Well, how old are you guys?
I was 25. Harry was,
31.
Oh wow. How old are you guys now, just for the record, or is that?
what?
Are we allowed to ask ages now, just for the record?
I'm 73.
And Grandpa is
79.
79.
Okay, so she had the birthday party.
And I thought he was awfully cute, and he evidently thought I was. I don't know. Because after that, he invited me out.
Invited you out where?
Our first date, we went to Jackpot.
Wait, your first day was to Jackpot?
With
Yeah.
Thelma and Dawn.
And who asked who? Did you have to ask Dad out?
Nope.
Because he was kind of shy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was shy. We went with Thelma and Dawn and Mary Dolores, and I don't know who all.
Okay, Dad, what did you think of Mom the first time that you met her?
Well, I thought she was pretty cute.
Do you remember meeting her in the potato field?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Had potatoes right by the field, right by the house.
What were you guys doing in a potato field?
That
Digging them, picking them, and
He
harvesting.
was bucking
Oh.
potatoes, you know.
It's just before your time, you know.
What were you doing, Mom?
And I was picking potatoes with Thelma, you know. We
The,
Oh.
wear
the
harness,
baskets,
or you can pick in with baskets and fill a
So you
sack.
did it by hand.
it was all picked, all the potatoes picked by hand,
Yeah.
handled by hand, every one of them.
All right, then when did you... How long did you date before you realized you were in love?
Let's see. You invited me out in November, didn't you?
It was, I think it was in October.
October's when I first.
Well,
Is that what they call
It
it?
might have been October the first.
Is
of
that what they
November.
used to call it? Inviting somebody out, asking them out on
Well,
a date.
dating.
But you guys say inviting them out, or is that Burley, or is it?
He called and asked me for a date. It was either last of October or 1st of November. And then by April, we was engaged. Wasn't it April?
sometime in there.
And then we got married May 3rd.
And you got married at Grandma and Grandpa Knopp's house.
So it's
Uh-huh.
about 6 months.
Yeah.
And
Where you
then
guys
tell
were
us, where
engaged?
did you spend your honeymoon?
California or San Francisco,
In Northern California.
Northern California, and Southern Oregon. We've gone about 7 or 8 days.
First time I'd ever been to California.
Spent a couple of days down on Fishing Wharf. in San Francisco. Went to the zoo. Well, she climbed my frame.
A couple of monkeys,
There's baboons.
baboons. We stopped to see these baboons, and some boys come out and was teasing them, you know. And so it made them mad, and they went back in the back, and they was beating on these drums, and then they come out and just lit on the side of their pen and spit. And that's what he's talking about, because I grabbed hold of him. It just scared me. I didn't.
And that's when you realized that you always wanted to have him hold you in his arms.
He's such a goofball. So what's some of your favorite childhood memories?
Oh, I don't know. I had
Sorry,
a
Grandma.
wonderful childhood. Just really relaxed and just, you know, we didn't do a whole lot. We went to the mountains sometimes. That's about the only thing we really did. We never went on
Or
trips
is that the only
other
thing you
than-
did, or the only thing you remember?
No, we never really went
I'm
on
just kidding.
trips.
I'm just
We
teasing,
didn't
Grandma.
have anything.
Grandma Carson weren't didn't have a lot of money.
We was probably poor, but we didn't really know it because we had so much love and everything.
Yeah.
Them days, it's different. Didn't have the convenience we got now. You made all your own.
Yeah, you made all your own. We had wonderful meals. So my mom and dad, and his mom and dad too, they grew out their own beef, their own pork, their own chicken. So you had your own eggs. You didn't hardly even have to go to town like you have to run now. You raised your own vegetable gardens.
Well, Mom, did you have to work out in the field or anything?
I did a little bit, but not very much.
Grandpa was a little bit protective, I think.
Because in those days, you know, the work was a lot harder. So I tried to help, you know, in the house by doing dishes and things like that, because Mom helped out in the field.
Dad?
Oh, okay. I was driving a team of horses one time I was 8 years old. I milked my first cow when I was about 6 or 7. Dad found out I could pull the milk out of a cow, so I had a cow at night and morning to milk. We milked in the crowd we didn't have in the summertime. Just walked out to them and sat down beside them and milked them.
Even when you went to school, you had to get up and milk.
I was cutting hay when I was 8 years old. I run a dump rake for many years. Side delivery,
Is that with horses?
all horse work.
And didn't you have a team of horses run away with you?
Yeah, I had a team horse run away with me with a load of hay.
Run back to the house?
Well, I ended up underneath the pile of hay.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
The horses went to the corral and was in their stall with the front wheels of the wagon is all they had. Broke the reach out.
Was Grandpa mad?
No, he didn't get mad. It
He's
was a
probably
pair of...
worried
Was
whether
lucky
you were
that you were
hurt.
alive?
Whether you was hurt.
No, it wasn't that dangerous. I just tumbled over the side. They just made a U-turn and the wagon flipped over on the side. And we was breaking a team of our own horses. It was pretty foxy, and we paired them up with the old horses, the old team. And what happened? The guy stuck his fork in a shock of hay, and that spooked him, and then away they went.
So what time did you have to get up early when you were 6 years old to milk cows?
He was 8. Well,
Oh wait.
Well, it was about 7 or 8 when I started milking. Well, when Dad got up, that was most generally 6 at least.
Jeez.
I was 15 when I was milking 5 cows apiece.
You and Don?
Dad had 5, Don had 5, and I had 5. We had 15 cows in the barn.
And then when you were 18, did you join the army or did you get drafted?
I was drafted.
And where'd you go?
what year was that?
I turned 18 in 1944, fall of 44. And I got my greetings 30 days later after I registered for the draft. And I was deferred twice on the 23rd day of July. 45, I was inducted into the Army, Fort Douglas, Utah.
Oh, you were in Fort Douglas.
For how long?
Is that where you took your basic training?
No, I was there about got all my Army issues, clothes and everything, and then I called Fort Hood, Texas now, but it's called, that time it was Camp Hood, Texas. I spent about 4.5 months of basic training. I come home and on a furlough for 10 days. Then I went back to Oklahoma. Then I ended up in Fort Ord, California for 3 or 4 weeks because they wasn't allowed to send 18-year-olds over before they had 6 months of training. So after I was inducted 6 months later, I was on my way to Philippine Islands. Spent 2 or 3 months there, and then I was in the northern Honshu.
What ship did you go
I
over?
can't remember. I've got papers at home or so on, but I can't.
How many days did you say you was on?
I was on the
ship?
water 65 days all total.
So you landed in the Philippines?
Yeah, Leyte Beach.
Now, was there
Bay.
fighting, or was it?
It's just, oh, that's kind of lucky. We was 2 days out of the Philippines when they dropped the bomb.
Oh, so that kind of stopped things.
That kind of threw everything.
Because he might not have been here if the war hadn't ended, because he said they were kind of like sitting ducks when they got there. You know,
They didn't
on that
expect a lot
island.
of them
When
to
we
make
landed
it.
in northern Honshu,
90% casualties they
I was on-
expected.
second wave, I'd have probably either been not here.
Or injured, maybe.
In
Women
the
and kids and everything was in the mountains.
Oh, you mean in the villages
Yeah,
in the
the
Philippines?
village and everything was bare. They was gone.
Because they thought these soldiers were not going to be nice, you know, to the women and children.
They were scared.
They were scary. But by nightfall, we had hundreds of kids following us wanting chocolate or chewing gum.
I thought it was peanut butter. No.
Well, it's candy, and
Chocolate.
see, our rations had a little candy bar in it, stick of gum, 2 gums, 2 sticks, or a pack of cigarettes, about 5 cigarettes in it.
So how long did you stay there?
I was a year in Japan.
Well, the Philippines, is that... How long were you in the Philippines?
I was about 3 months.
Oh, and then you went to Japan.
Then I went to Japan.
Did you see the damage from the atomic bomb or anything? Or you weren't in that area?
I was supposed to go on leave, and I never got it. I was going home, so I'd rather went home and seen that.
Oh, so you went home on leave?
Oh, I was home when I got discharged.
Oh,
I
He
come
was
home.
out after 2 years.
They
I
were starting
see.
to send him home, and I ended up in Fort Lewis, Washington.
Before you went home?
Yeah. I spent 3 weeks there waiting for my discharge and muster not pay.
And what was it?
Muster out pay.
Muster out pay?
Muster out pay. They
What is that?
well, they give us $300 to go home on.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I was only getting $50 a month,
wow, that's cheap. But I guess you didn't have a lot of expenses.
but I did get to a rank of a buck sergeant. I never did get my uniform on my patches and overseas stripes ever sewed on.
You ever did?
I never.
So did you really experience any fighting
No.
in the war, or it was
Oh, over in the Philippines, there were still Japanese loose over there.
that would be like snipers or something?
They could be snipers. They would end up, for some reason or another, I don't know why we always ate supper at night in the dark. But we'd go through the line and they would find a dead GI and they'd take his uniform and put it on and they'd come with a mess kit. That's where they catch him as a child like.
Oh.
Oh.
And you know, another thing that was interesting about him being over there is after they got through eating, all the soldier boys, there was Japanese that, was he working in that
We
area
had
with you?
about 100 Japanese working in our company area.
And they would come with their little honey buckets and they would get all the extras,
Leftovers on a
the
plate.
leftover food and take home for their family because they were so poor.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Wow. So then when you got back from the war, you just came home and started working for Grandpa again?
Yep, I come home when he's digging some potatoes again. Got home in October.
And that's when you met Grandma?
No, it's been a
No.
number of years afterwards. I was only 20 years old then. By the time I got back home.
I just wanted to say what a wonderful family we have and how wonderful all of our kids are.
Is that
And
it?
you
That's
have...
it. It's going to make me cry.
Okay.